live from KSAT 12. Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
Hi, good morning. It is Wednesday, April 3rd.
Thanks for being with us right now. We are in the final hour of our KSAT Community Phone Bank with representatives of the Texas Organ Sharing Alliance. They've been taking calls since 5 o'clock this morning, answering questions and helping get people registered to become an organ donor.
Yes, they're a lot of fun out there, the volunteers. But if you'd like to sign up or if you have any questions, you can call the number on your screen. This is happening until 10 a.m. So that number is 210-351-1363. You can also scan that QR code off to the side of your screen with your phone and you can register online.
And we're going to check in on the phone bank down in Studio B in a few minutes. But right now, let's check on weather and traffic with Justin and RJ.
Hey, good morning to you guys.
Morning.
Just when you thought it couldn't get worse, it has. Oak has gotten even higher this morning. It was at 21,000 yesterday. Today it's at 25,000, 25,170. Unreal. Very high. Molds and pecan are low. So where are we on an oak season? I can't tell you. We are at the peak. I mean, this is the time of year where we would expect our highest numbers. So I think we probably got a few more days of this before we start to see the numbers start to ease down. Hopefully. These are some of the highest numbers we've obviously seen in a while, but it is definitely a problem. Good news is we got some good weather today. 45 this morning. That's how low we got. Temperatures are already warming up into the mid-50s, and we'll be up near 80 this afternoon. So a big 35-degree swing in temperatures today thanks to some dry air. Here are your weather headlines. Small window for rain this weekend. We're going to time it out for you, show you what you can expect if you're going to be out and about. Meantime, there are some ups and downs with humidity. A lot of fluctuation there, and this is going to play a big role and what we see on Eclipse Day. Everything hinges on a front and when that humidity returns. We're going to update you on that forecast. We got some new computer data in that we're going to share with you coming up in just a couple minutes. But I know it's been a rough morning on the roadways. Let's get over to RJ now with an update there.
Yeah, Justin, especially for all of our drivers along I-10 and the San Antonio Airport area. As we take a look here, TransGuide shot of Loop 410 at San Pedro there, right by the San Antonio International Airport. And we do see traffic is starting to move after a couple of crashes in this area, especially down there by McCullough. Let's show you a map here and show you what we're looking at here along 410, because two separate incidents. This is the crash that we just saw. Some of the backup there from our crash there at 410 and McCullough. You do see it was causing a little bit of backup here all the way to Wetmore. And we have this other crash being reported, Jackson Keller 410. This is going to be on the westbound lanes, also causing a pretty good delay there for all of our traffic going to 410 and I-10. That's not the only thing that we're seeing along 410. We have a stalled vehicle causing pretty good backup here, westbound lanes there, Bandera Road. You do see that we have some pretty good backup in that area right there, right where Bandera and Loop 410 intersect there on the northwest side. We also have another crash being reported here, and this one actually just popped up there. That's 10 and 37, but another crash being reported, I-10 westbound, South New Braunfels Avenue, causing a pretty good backup here all the way to Walters. Let's give you one more quick look at some of our other TransGuide cameras. Again, it's been very busy out there. A lot of people are on the roads this morning, so make sure to stay safe if you're about to head out. Loop 410 Crossroads, you see another very busy area out there. Mark and Stephanie, back to you guys.
Thank you, RJ.
Let's look at today's 9 at 9.
A strong earthquake hit Taiwan early this morning, collapsing buildings and injuring hundreds of people. At least 9 people were killed. It happened on the island's east coast during the morning commute. The earthquake clocked in with a preliminary magnitude of 7.4, followed by a 6.5 aftershock. This is the strongest earthquake to hit Taiwan in a quarter century.
There is growing outrage over the Israeli airstrike that killed 7 aid workers in Gaza, including an American. President Biden is criticizing Israel for not doing enough to protect civilians. However, some critics want more action from the Biden administration to hold Israel responsible. Iran is vowing to retaliate for that attack on its consulate.
The storm system behind recent tornadoes, flooding, and snow is pushing east, leaving behind a path of destruction. People in some parts of Kentucky are homeless after yesterday's tornadoes. Officials are urging drivers anywhere in the storm's wake to beware of downed trees hiding power lines. Today's severe storms are dousing Pennsylvania and parts of surrounding states. Up north, it's a snowy day in Maine, New Hampshire, and Vermont, with a blizzard warning for northern Michigan.
A hearing is underway to investigate the cause and the response to those deadly wildfires that spread across the Texas Panhandle. The Smokehouse Creek fire burned more than 1 million acres and stands as the largest in state history. The fires are to blame for at least 2 deaths, along with property and cattle loss. The hearing is expected to continue through tomorrow.
A new study in the journal Science Advances shows climate change is causing heat waves to last longer and move more slowly, worsening the effects of extreme temperatures. Heat waves are also traveling farther, becoming more frequent. The impacts of all of this are far-reaching, from public health to agriculture and even the economy.
Job openings increased slightly in February, a sign the job market remains strong. The numbers are still well above pre-pandemic levels, but they're down from a record high in March of 2022. And while demand for work remains strong, the report also showed possible signs of a loosening job market. Layoffs also increased in February.
High interest rates haven't stopped people from buying new cars. Sales grew nearly 5% for the first quarter of the year, but fewer people are choosing electric vehicles. Sales slowed January through March, up only 2.7%, far below last year's 47% growth. Mainstream buyers are concerned about limited range and availability of charging stations.
JetBlue is raising luggage fees again, now with peak and off-peak pricing. During busy weeks, the airline is charging $50 for a first checked bag, $70 for a second, $45 and $60 in less hectic months. The new fees affect flights in the U.S., Latin America, the Caribbean, and Canada. They are higher for some transatlantic flights. JetBlue also hiked fees in February with little fanfare.
Tonight could be your chance to be a billionaire. The Powerball drawing is tonight, and the estimated jackpot is up to $1.09 billion after no one won Monday night. Monday marked 39 consecutive drawings without a jackpot winner. Good luck from everybody at GMSA at 9.
Well, April is National Donate Life Month, and it's a time to bring awareness to the importance of registering to become an organ, tissue, and eye donor.
Making that decision is an important and personal one, and that's why we've decided to hold a phone bank this morning with the Texas Organ Sharing Alliance. We've had representatives with us all morning to answer any questions you may have about becoming a donor and help you get registered.
So our Tiffany Huertas joins us now from the phone bank in Studio B. Hey, good morning, Tiffany.
Hi, good morning, Mark and Stephanie. Now, we're live here with the Texas Organ Sharing Alliance. Representatives have been taking your calls all morning, not only about donations, but about education. We know that more than 100,000 people nationwide are waiting for that life-saving organ transplant. And this morning, we have a special guest. We have Dr. Gregory Abrahamian. Good morning.
Good morning.
Let's start with the kidney. Talk to us about the kidney function and how important it is.
Well, the kidney is one of your major organs that's responsible for removing toxins in your body that accumulate, as well as regulating fluid volume. So when your kidneys begin to fail, these toxins accumulate in your body and ultimately can get you very sick or even death. So that's why patients with organ failure, their only cure, 2 cures, well, the true cure is a kidney transplant. Dialysis is a potentially temporary measure to get them through, but ultimately a kidney transplant is the cure for kidney disease.
University Health has several programs to help people. Tell me about one that is helping save lives.
Well, obviously our transplant programs. In regards to various programs we have in regards to trying to increase donation, we have our Donor Champion program that helps potential kidney recipients identify a champion that will get their story out to the public in hopes of finding a living donor.
And we're hearing phone going off, so this is a good sign.
All right.
Who can donate? Who can be an organ donor?
Okay, so we'll separate it into 2 different types of donors. There's a living donor, obviously someone who's alive, who wants to donate to a family member, a friend, or just an anonymous donor. You otherwise have to be relatively healthy, but I think the message to get across is if you're interested in being a living donor, contact the transplant center, let those donor professionals determine your qualifications for a donor. Don't try to rule yourself out because you think you have this or that. Let the professionals at the Transplant Institute determine your qualifications as a donor. The other is what we refer to as a deceased donor, someone who passes away and wills their organs for transplant. Anyone can be a donor because it's just not your organs. There's other tissues, cornea, bone that people can donate. So there really is no age limit in regards to being a donor.
Well, thank you so much for joining us this morning. We're going to have all that information on KSAT.com. But again, that QR code will send you to a link with more information. And you're hearing all the funk. That's a good sign. We'll send it back to you.
Tiffany, thank you so much. A lot of those volunteers have been answering phones since 5 o'clock this morning.
Yes, and they're still bright and cheery at 9:08 this morning.
Let's keep them busy for the next hour or so.
Yes.
Right now, 9:08, 54 degrees. Still ahead on GMSA at 9.
Well, homeowners in Schertz are breathing a sigh of relief this morning after a plan to build rental properties near their homes almost got the green light. David Sears will have a recap of last night's City Council meeting coming up.
Plus, if you think paying for college was expensive before, it's only gotten worse. When we come back, what other issues are coming up for those looking for financial aid? 912 college is getting more expensive to pay for, and if you're a parent with a student in college or a college student yourself, you're probably not surprised to hear that.
That's right. Well, now there's an extra challenge when it comes to getting financial aid. ABC's Derek Dennis explains what's going on with the FAFSA.
This morning, sticker shock for students and parents. For the first time ever, some private colleges and universities are now charging nearly $100,000 for tuition, housing, meals, and other expenses per year.
I would not be here if were it not for the scholarship. It's an outrageous amount of money.
USC is charging $95,000. The University of Pennsylvania, $92,000. Boston University, $90,000.
We're heading toward a increasingly caste system of those who can pay and those who can't.
And this year, delays in financial aid notifications are posing an extra challenge for students trying to pick which school to attend in the fall. Technical glitches with the more simplified free application for federal student aid, or FAFSA form, have left millions of students in limbo, waiting to hear how much aid they'll receive.
The FAFSA form was not available in October as promised, instead end of December. And at the end of December, it didn't work particularly well. There were a number of occurrences of crashing, and it needed to be revised for January.
In response, some colleges are now pushing out deadlines for acceptance and enrollment deposits, unclear of when this FAFSA processing backlog will ease up. For now, experts say it's crucial for students and parents to keep the lines of communication open with schools.
In terms of what students can do at this time of uncertainty, one is to attempt to exercise patience. I know that's very hard, but those skills will come in useful in adult years.
Derek Dennis, ABC News, New York.
Anyone been outside yet? I mean, I know we came into work, but has anybody been outside yet in the last hour or so?
I'm scared of the oak. Just kidding.
Oh, yeah, it's bad.
That's the thing. I don't want to go out in the oak. 25,000 today. That's unreal.
Wow.
We've had higher counts, but I feel like this round's just getting everybody. I don't know what it is.
And it's one or the other. Either the cedar gets you, the cedar gets you, or the oak gets you.
Yeah, I'm an oak
one or the
guy.
other. Yeah.
Cedar doesn't bother me that much.
Oak.
Oak.
Yeah. Oak girl.
And if it's both, we're so sorry.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's rough. We'll get through it, though. We've given it another week or so, and we should start to see those numbers come down. It is beautiful out there. We've got blue skies, and it's going to be a gorgeous day. We started off in the 40s this morning, guys. This is not record territory, okay? We've been down into the low 30s on this date before. But it was chilly. 45 at the airport, 45 Bernie Stage, 37 in Kerrville, 42 in Honda, 47 in Pleasanton this morning. Clear skies, dry air. You know what that does. It just allows these temperatures to really fall. It also allows them to heat up quickly. So we'll see that fast rebound from these 40s you see on the map there to 80s this afternoon, if you can believe that. Right now we're at 55 at the airport. Northwesterly winds at about 70s. Numbers have calmed a little bit from the gusty winds yesterday. 57 in New Braunfels, 56 in Seguin. We're still in the 40s in Kerrville, 46 degrees there. So still a little bit of a wind chill up in the hill country. 72 noontime, 74 at 1 o'clock. We'll top out near 80, just about where we were yesterday. Sunny skies. And then just like yesterday, Temperatures will fall off quickly during the evening. 66 at 10 o'clock, and we'll be back close to 50, I think, by tomorrow morning. Now, here's where things get interesting. We've got dry air. That's why, again, we're having these great mornings and very nice afternoons. Humidity starts to grow a little bit by Friday, but Friday's still generally a dry day. It's Saturday where the dew points peak, 61. That'll lead to a chance for some thunderstorms, showers and storms, small chance, Saturday night into Sunday morning. So if you have weekend plans, I don't think this is going to be a big issue because it's going to be mainly Saturday night. But here's the problem. So we get a front through, dew points jump off again on Sunday, but then they jump back up Monday, and that's not what we want to see because an increase in humidity like that leads to clouds, and that could interrupt our eclipse viewing. So let's take a look at the forecast here. We're going to fast forward to Friday, 5 o'clock. We're still looking at pretty good weather here. This is our first system that starts to take shape over parts of Las Vegas, moves east. This is a pretty dynamic system, but geographically speaking, it's pretty far to the north. So what it does for us is it brings a front through. This is where we get that small window for showers and storms. Again, Saturday night into very early Sunday morning. The timing is good for weekend plans because the rain quickly moves east, and by Sunday afternoon, we're looking at pretty good weather. But then I'm going to fast forward to Monday morning. This is 7 a.m. This is Eclipse Day. That front pulls up stationary. Where this front ends up is going to have a huge bearing on what cloud cover looks like on Monday. One thing's for sure, we're going to have high clouds, okay? So that we know. The question is, will we have low clouds? Low clouds will make it much more difficult to see the eclipse. And this front actually lifts back to the north as a warm front, dragging moisture north and probably dragging clouds north as well. That will be the big question, but this is what we're thinking as far as the forecast goes. And by the way, we're 5 days away. We believe there's an 80% chance of it being partially blocked. Pretty good odds here of it being totally blocked. We've upped that to a 40% chance just based on the new computer data coming in and that moisture surging back in. We are not going to get a clear view. That much we can tell you at this point. But look, it's still going to be cool. It's still going to get dark. It's still going to be an awesome event. It's just not as ideal as we would have hoped. 85 Thursday, 84 Friday, 77 on Saturday. We'll get some clouds, maybe some fog and drizzle in the morning. 20% chance of rain Saturday night, Sunday morning. Break Sunday afternoon. And then there is a chance for rain on Monday, although I think it holds off until the afternoon. And the clouds really are the bigger issue. And we'll watch for some storms the Monday into Tuesday time frame. So it'll be a busy stretch to start next week.
Well, we don't throw in the towel easily around here, so we're still banking on needing some Eclipse glasses. If you missed our giveaways, we've got another one today. Yeah,
this one's happening at the Melrose store on Southwest Military. So you can line up at 5 p.m. That handout will begin at 6:30. We're told that this gets pretty busy, so it'll be a good idea to get out there early. And we have another giveaway, just a heads up, for tomorrow.
And if you're a fan of Justin Horn and can't get enough, he's going to be around again this evening with some colleagues at 7 o'clock. Justin?
Yeah, we're doing a live stream at 7 o'clock. We're going to be answering some questions. It'll be very casual, just kind of a discussion about what the eclipse is going to look like. And it'll be on the KSAT YouTube channel. Also on KSAT Plus, KSAT.com, and you can scan that QR code to submit any questions you may have. We'd love to at least try to answer them. And that's we'll be talking about the forecast a lot too. And as I said, it's not a complete disappointment here. We're still going to see the eclipse in some form or fashion.
Were you 18 when we took that picture?
Pretty much. You're his age me a little bit.
No, you're good.
Yeah, look at that. Look at that young pup.
That's when Justin first started.
I'm getting sold these days. It's all right.
Justin.
Oh, you're good.
9:20, 56 degrees.
Well, coming up after the break, a look at some of our top local stories, including a big item on the agenda for the Uvalde City Council, what our KSAT Investigates team uncovered about the Robb Elementary School shooting that is questionable.
210-351-1363. Our volunteers are still standing by if you'd like to register, become an organ donor, have any questions answered. You can also get info by scanning that QR code that's on your screen as we go to break.
And welcome back. Here's a look at some of our top local stories. Let's take you to the city of Uvalde for a city council meeting last night with an interim mayor. Remember, Cody Smith resigned abruptly, health issues, so Mayor Pro Tem Everardo Zamora stepping in. The big item on the agenda last night, the hiring of Jesse Prado. He looked into the Robb Elementary School shooting, and in his report, he cleared all officers of any wrongdoing. One of the biggest points of contention when it came to him and his report, aside from clearing all the officers, was his qualifications or lack of. He was hired to investigate an active shooting situation, but during his 24 years as a peace officer in Austin, according to his Texas Commission on Law Enforcement training records, he never had any active shooting training. The Uvalde City Manager, Vince DiPiazza, tried to answer some tough questions last night, and family members not happy finding out about Prado's credentials.
How can he examine an active shooter policy having not gone through any training himself?
We have our own policies. He reviewed our policies, and everybody, according to him, the report came out.
Are you satisfied with him as an investigator?
No comment on that.
My kids are more certified than he is. My kids have done countless, school shooter training, and this guy hasn't ever.
That was Lee Waldman with KSAT Investigates. Now, KSAT Investigates also emailed Prado for reaction, no comment. Families have tried to get the Uvalde City Council to vote on whether to accept or reject the Prado investigation. That did not happen last night, but we were told that the lawyers are talking. A neighborhood in Schertz is trying to stunt some of those growing pains. Last night, City Council heard a request to change the zoning for a plot of land that is empty. A developer wants to build some rental homes. The 43 acres is on Savannah Drive between Farm Road 1518 and Schertz Parkway. Homeowners around that area have collected 500 signatures against the request. They are worried too many homes will create more traffic problems in the area. Following a vote late last night, the Schertz City Council ultimately moved to deny that request.
Traffic is our big issue because all the traffic will come in and out of right here, dump onto Savannah. We just can't handle it.
So with the City Council's vote, the proposal dies. The developer was looking at building nearly 300 single-family detached rentals. Fiesta is still more than 2 weeks away, but work has already started for one of the biggest events, the Battle of Flowers. It usually features 9 high school bands, but this year, a bonus. There's going to be 10. And we got an inside look at how they're preparing for the big parade. Students from local high schools are rehearsing for the big walk through downtown. Many participating. This is a chance to have a part in a parade that they've grown up watching every year.
I just feel grateful to be in this spot and be able to be on a float. And I just think it's something that it's extremely special, like I said, and I feel blessed to be here.
It's our holiday. We really made it our own, and we celebrate it in a big way, and I think that's awesome.
So this year's theme for the public school float section is Celebrations in San Antonio We Love, from Fiesta to New Year's Eve and Dia de los Muertos, just to name a few of the big celebrations. And don't forget, you can get your tickets now for our exclusive KSAT Fiesta party and both the day and night parades. We've got a link to buy tickets on KSAT.com, so get yours before they are all gone. And that is a hot item, but we always look forward to every year to the new floats and these youngsters who get that first opportunity to be in a parade. You just watch them down the street and they're trying to play their instruments and smile and enjoy the time at the same time, but they do a great job. It's always fun.
They do.
They really do. We're getting it all together. Our order for our red polos is going in the end of the week.
I'm excited about it. I'm excited about the floats too, because we have a lot of events here in San Antonio, so it'll be interesting to see what they come up with.
Indeed.
Always fun times.
It is.
Always.
Here before we know it. Thank you, David. Right now, 9:27, 57 degrees. More ahead on GMSA at 9.
Now, while the Spurs may not have gotten the win, they definitely made Denver work for that. Coming up, David and RJ will be back to talk about the Spurs game last night.
And our organ donation phone bank continues for another 32 minutes, 210-351-1363. We've had a steady trickle of calls all morning long since 5 o'clock this morning, and they're going to be there for a little while longer. Scan that QR code to get any information you need about becoming an organ or tissue donor.
We're here with the Texas-Oregon Sharing Alliance. We've been getting a lot of calls, not only for people that want to donate, but about education. And we have Samara here to talk a little bit more about that education. Let's talk about cornea donation.
Yes, so individuals who have had their sight damaged due to disease, injury, or illnesses often can need cornea transplants. And we're called the San Antonio Eye Bank, where we help individuals who are in need. But it's that cornea that is donated that gives sight to the blind. And that cornea is about the thickness and consistency of a clear contact lens. And we've been able to do that for more than 50 years throughout South Texas.
Tell us about the testimonials. What do people tell you? How is this changing their lives?
Well, I know we've been talking about organ donation and transplantation and saving lives, but I say for hearing from the recipients and meeting the recipients, they will tell you that this saved their life in a way, how grateful they are for cornea transplantation, being able to return to their job, working as a nurse, being able to walk their daughter down the aisle, just seeing sunsets, things that often individuals, if you don't have your sight compromised, you can take for granted.
Precious moments of life.
Yes, very much so.
Who can donate?
Just about anyone. We like to tell individuals not to rule yourself out. If you want to help through this means, really signing up, registering to become a donor, let the medical team evaluate after your passing who can and can't restore sight, save lives.
And everyone on your team is so passionate about this.
We love it. You know, I've been blessed to work in this field for over 15 years, meeting so many donor families, who've just had that comfort of knowing that their loved one lives on and away through cornea, tissue, organ transplantation, and then the recipients who are, again, so grateful to talk to individuals who've made that decision to donate or support families.
We're so lucky to have you here with us this morning. Thank you so much. And again, that barcode will take you to a website with more information and education. We'll send it back to you, Mark and Steph.
Thank you, Tiffany.
Thank you, Tiffany. 351-1363. You have a little less than half an hour to get those questions and get registered. Outside with live cam right now, got to be honest with you, Justin, after that dust came in the other day, the lens needs a little bit of a cleaning out there for live cam, doesn't it?
And I drove by a car wash yesterday. The line was out in the street. So many people were hitting up the car wash yesterday. It was a good day for it. I mean, we're going to have a stretch here of pretty nice weather until we get into the weekend, and that's when we have rain chances returning. I want to show you a picture on KSAT Connect. This is an interesting cloud, and they're asking, what kind of cloud is this? It's a good question. It looks a little bit like a lenticular cloud, but I don't think that's what it is because those typically develop near mountains. You know, when we get winds in the upper part of the atmosphere, that can kind of make these clouds look a little funky sometimes. And yesterday, we had some interesting cloud types out there. Good question. It looks like, you know, maybe some mid-level clouds going on there, but we'll continue to investigate that. We appreciate you sending in that picture. Let's take a look at the big picture here across Texas. And you can see that we have cleared out completely behind that last storm system, which is now pushing towards the East Coast. It's bringing a lot of different kinds of weather there to the East Coast, some tornadic weather down across parts of Florida and Georgia, and you see some snow on the backside of this as you get up towards Chicago and the Great Lakes. So a dynamic system that continues to cause some issues here along the East Coast. Noontime today for us, sunny, 72, 76 at 2 o'clock, 80 degrees this afternoon for a high with northerly winds. Not quite as strong as they were yesterday, 5 to 15 miles per hour. Coming up, we're going to talk again more about the eclipse and the timing of that front and the weekend forecast too here in just a couple minutes.
So we look forward to it. But now we look forward to talking about the Spurs. And although the season is winding down, the guys are still playing hard.
Yeah, the Spurs went toe-to-toe with the defending NBA champs last night up in Denver. David and RJ here to break it all down. Good morning, guys.
This is great about you two. You're always trying to find the positive. They played hard all the way to the stretch. They gave it everything they had.
Proud of the guys.
Proud of the guys.
Pop was proud of the guys. No, but you know what? As we just said, toe-to-toe there, what I really liked about this was that we got to see Victor Wembanyama take on Nikola Jokic, the presumptive, I guess, the MVP 2 of the past 3 years. And you know what? Wemby did not back down. That's really, David, what I like to see from him.
See, once again, this is where you and I kind of go our separate ways. You think Wemby's done for the season at any moment now, and I think he needs to keep playing because we saw efforts like this last night. Okay, so how about this line? 23 points, 15 rebounds. Here we go. 9 blocked shots and 8 assists.
Like
in
that one.
34 minutes. If the guy plays 40 minutes,
Look at this. Yep.
Big chance of getting a quadruple double as a rookie. Think about that. He's 2 assists and 1 block shot away from a quadruple double. You know how hard those are to get?
Yeah, incredible stuff, especially since the Spurs are undermanned right now. We've also Chetty Osman might be done for the year, and they again no Sohan.
He stepped on a foot last night and he was like that hurt me, and I was sitting on the couch. It was like, man, my ankle hurts.
I want to see more Mamu, by the way. Yeah, Mamu has been playing really well. David, okay, so here is a theory. I think that the reason the Spurs may still be playing Victor Wembanyama is because I still think that they believe that he's in contention for an All-NBA team. Because I'm looking at the centers right now, and it is Jokic's first team. Second team, no Embiid. Keep this in mind. Second team, Domantas Sabonis with Sacramento. And then it goes between Anthony Davis and Wemby. But Davis always says he's a power forward.
Yeah.
So
Wemby's
a center. He's been playing center since after the first couple of weeks of the season.
I mean, you know, what better way to end your rookie season than on the All-NBA team?
Yeah, I think he's right there. Plus, he just won the Rookie of the Month again in the Western Conference 3 times in a row. First time a Spur has done that since Tim Duncan.
He's got a lot of trophies.
That's fantastic.
He just needs to build one of those rooms in the house he's going to build here in San Antonio. Just
I know,
like
right?
the big. It's not closet, like room size.
Well, tell you what, when it comes to Wemby, it's like that song. We've only just begun.
Yeah. So
there we go. David, next game here. Spurs, Pelicans. Here we go. Yeah. Don't know the injury report yet, so we'll wait on Chetty Osman, see what the status is there, and we'll see if Victor Wembanyama.
Okay, so the Spurs have 6 games left in the regular season. They are tied right now with Charlotte for being in the top spot of the bottom spot. I'm trying to be positive on how. I forget how I'm supposed to look at this, Steph.
The best of the worst.
The best of the worst. But we want them to go down one spot to be
the best of the worst.
The best of the worst, because they got to be in that 3. So, Steph, mark your calendar.
Okay.
May 12th is a big day.
May 12th.
Okay.
May 12th. That's lottery draft day. Lottery draft day is May 12th.
Okay, yeah.
So mark your calendars, because this could be a big day. This could be the missing piece to the playoff puzzle for the Spurs.
Mm-hmm.
Either the draft or trading some picks and trading some players and doing all kinds of stuff. This is going to be a very active summer.
Yeah.
I got a feeling for the Spurs.
I think to kind of go off of what Mark was saying, we've only just begun, not only with Wemby, but the front office too, because I think there's going to be a lot of decisions to be made, a lot of moves potentially be made. We'll see if that Toronto pick, if the Spurs do get that pick also, which would be in the lottery as well. So Spurs are going to have some room to make some moves.
And here's the best thing about it. We'll have all summer to talk about it. We get to talk about this all summer.
Talk Spurs.
Unfortunately, it'll start a little earlier than we had hoped. We had thought they were going to shock the world and be in the playoffs, at least in the play-in part, but they didn't make that, so we get a long time to talk about next season. So,
Did you notice how Justin didn't put an expiration date on that?
He did.
Shock the world in 2026.
It's true.
You were right.
Give it one more year. You guys are just not patient. That's the problem.
Wemby's pretty good. I think the Spurs might have to move up that timeline a little bit.
All right, Steph, so circle your calendar. May 12th. That's
May
the first big day of the offseason that we'll see. So.
And Justin was right. They did shock the world. And I mean, maybe not with the playoffs, but with other, other great things.
Wasn't the shock we were looking for, but it was a shock.
That is also true.
Goodness.
So yes, let's enjoy Victor Wembanyama as long as he still is playing. Again, he's going to be taking part in the Olympics as well. So this could all be a plan just to kind of keep him going, get ready for the Olympics this summer as well.
The summer of Wemby.
Yes.
6 more games. So there you go.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. Right now at 9:40, 58 degrees. You're watching GMSA at 9.
I was checking to see when May 12th was. All right, it is Autism Awareness Month, and some toy companies are making their products more sensory inclusive. How Hot Wheels and Legos are enhancing their products to prove there is no wrong way to play.
Amazon is walking away from one of its features. The company is getting rid of its Just Walk Out technology at Amazon Fresh grocery stores in the U.S. I remember when we first announced that. The features used cameras and sensors to charge customers, requiring no interaction with cashiers. Instead, the technology will be replaced by self-checkout kiosks and dash carts, which automatically scan items as people shop. However, the company will keep Just Walk Out at Amazon Go locations. Don't have to worry about that, though, because there are not any of those locations in the Lone Star State.
So check this out. Hot Wheels has designed a car specifically for kids with autism. So just in time for Autism Acceptance Month, and it is called Flippin' Fast. And the design is inspired by fidget spinners, and it encourages an open-ended play experience, letting kids enjoy a wide range of motion, rolling it forward and backwards, spinning it, flipping it. And Mattel says the design emphasizes that there is no wrong way to play. The Autistic Self-Advocacy Network seal is on that packaging, which means it meets the unique play needs of kids on the autism spectrum.
Lego is honoring Autism Acceptance Month by making its stores more sensory inclusive. The company is working to get all of its U.S. and Canada locations certified by the nonprofit organization Culture City this month. Staff will learn how to ensure everyone feels welcome and safe. The stores will also have sensory bags people can check out. They include headphones, fidget tools, visual cue cards, and strobe reduction glasses.
And we love to hear all these inclusion stories, and we want to keep these conversations and ideas going. And that's why we are hosting a KSAT community town hall called Understanding Autism in 2 weeks on the 16th. So we are partnering with Any Baby Can to help raise awareness. Our panelists will discuss topics focused on the autism community. And we're also going to hear stories from local families who are learning to navigate their own challenges and celebrate their triumphs. So join us for that conversation. This is happening again April 16th at 2 p.m. on our website, KSAT.com, KSAT Plus, or any way you stream.
And we have some breaking news right now. We want to show you a car fire, 281 and 410, and it's the, which is it?
281 South Frontage Road.
Okay, 281 South Frontage Road there at Loop 410, there at that interchange. Can't tell if fire units are on the scene, are they? Can you guys see it there?
Yes.
One truck right there with the white roof on it. Okay, still some white smoke out there. We just wanted you to be advised if you see smoke in that area or if you see traffic is backing up or is affected. RJ, thank you, sir.
Yes, thank you.
And I know most people are very much aware of the whole oak tree process and why we are suffering so much right now. But we thought we'd walk you through it one more time if you were curious. So how this kind of unfolds, we have our oak trees, right? They're all over South Texas. And they have beautiful leaves. But this time of year, those leaves start to fall. And then you get the little catkins that develop, those little dingly things. And that's the pollen, right? So you see the leaf that falls off, you get the new leaves coming on, and you get the pollen just exploding everywhere. That's what a lot of the trees look like right now. And then you'll see them all collect on the ground, so you'll have all the little kind of dead catkins and dead leaves there that you got to rake up and sweep up, and yeah, it's leaves the great yellow and greenish pollen everywhere. But that's sort of the process, and the new leaves are coming in. So it looks like we're kind of in the middle of it. We should be through the end of this here in the next couple of weeks, and we'll start to see this number come down. But at the moment, we are peaking. 25,170 is the oak number today. Molds are low. Pecan is also low. Let's go outside. 55, 41's the dew point. Northwesterly winds at 7. A gorgeous morning. And it turns into a pretty nice afternoon. We're going to return right to about where we were yesterday, near 80, with 70s in the hill country. And 81 out in Uvalde, 77 Lakey. Good temperatures for April, if I'm being honest. It'll feel pretty nice outside with the low humidity. Now, we could use a little bit of rainfall. We always can use rain. 8.62 for the year. We're still about 2 inches above average. And it's again, we just need maybe a little bit more. As we get into spring, and we're hoping for some good rain, just not on Eclipse Day. Here's the weekend forecast, and this presents our next chance for rain. So on Saturday, you'll see some morning fog and drizzle, more humidity, 77. And by the way, I know the weekend's really busy. We got the Valero, Texas Open, we got the air show, and of course, a lot of people coming in for the eclipse. But the good news here, I think the rain chances will stay relegated really to Saturday night, early Sunday morning. And right now, we just have it at a 20% chance. We'll get some clearing on Sunday, and maybe a morning shower, but it'll clear during the afternoon, and we're up to 83. The dew point trend, and this is where it gets kind of interesting. We have dry air next couple of days. Dew points jump up for that chance of rain Saturday night, fall back down behind that front on Sunday, but then build right back up on Monday, and that's what we didn't want because it's that increase in humidity. It's going to give us the added clouds for Eclipse Day. So here's a look at the futurecast. Friday, still looking at quiet weather, but here comes our next storm system. Powerful one, but it's pretty far to the north. So for us, all it does is bring this front through, and it does generate some showers and maybe a storm, as we said. late Saturday or early Sunday. The question is what happens with this front. How far south does it push before it pulls up stationary and then pushes back to the north as a warm front? Because once it does that, that drags the moisture back north. And by the way, this is 1 p.m. on Monday. Drags the moisture back north and the cloud cover back north right into the eclipse path. We're not in control here, but that's the way things are looking. And the forecast for right now, here's what we can tell you for sure. And things will change. The computer models can still very much change on this, but partially blocked, we think there's an 80% chance of that. Totally blocked, about a 40% chance. I don't think we're going to be looking at a clear view, but we will have the potential, hopefully, to maybe see some breaks in the clouds. We'll see. As we get a little bit closer, we'll certainly refine that forecast for you, but that's the way it's looking right now. 85 Thursday, 84 on Friday, 77 Saturday. We showed you the weekend forecast, and 81 on Monday with a small chance of rain, mainly during the afternoon, guys.
Thank you, Justin. And let's go back out there to Studio B, and this is where we have our representatives from the Texas Organ Sharing Alliance, and they've been here all morning, actually since 5 in the morning, taking your phone calls. And I'm looking at the time, it is 9:51, so we have about 9 more minutes to take your calls, and they are answering questions about organ donation. And this includes living organ donation and simply maybe just checking that box when you get your driver's license renewed. And here's that number to call again, that is 351-1363. And also there's a QR code, you can get more information. And maybe you don't have time to do it today or, at all, this week. You can get that website also, donatelifetexas.org, and you can also get more information there as well. But I suggest you call because those volunteers are pretty nice to talk to.
They are, and almost everybody was on the phone in that last live look, but they will take your calls. 9:51, 59 degrees.
All right, let's look out there with Zoo Cam and see how our friends at the zoo are hanging out. Oh, Kevin the Duck is out there. Okay, we see him hanging out. Looks like
Kevin.
He's alone. Hello, Kevin. It's a good day to go to the zoo. We'll be right back.
Back to TransGuide right now, and that car fire now under control. A little bit of smoke left, but that lower frontage road, southbound 281 at 410, is currently closed due to that vehicle fire and a fire unit on the scene. This is underneath the flyover from 281 south to 410 west.
And here's another reminder that today at the Melrose store on Southwest Military, we're going to start handing out these Eclipse glasses if you don't have one. This begins at 6:30 p.m. And then we have one more giveaway tomorrow just in case it's not close to your area.
And Justin was telling us about the awesome live stream set up for this evening.
Yes, 7 o'clock. Join us, ask questions. We'll be answering questions. We'll be giving a more in-depth forecast about the eclipse, and we'll be really kind of digging in, but a very casual situation. We'll just be kind of discussing and taking questions, and all the meteorologists will be there. It'll be a fun time, so join us. That is on the live stream, KSAT Plus. You can join us on KSAT.com as well.
Well, very good, and hopefully people will get all their questions in before you guys start answering them.
Yes.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us today.
Have a great day, everyone.